the 100 dart challenge. Today we will be looking at this blaster. If you not remembered, we saw it just for a second in the Baja Blaster ranking. But this blaster, I have no idea what it will actually be able to do. Now, if you can't see, one side is pretty perfect. The other side is pretty melted, and I don't know how that happened. Honestly, it's pretty crazy. But this thing still works just fine. This does not have slam fire. It is just pump action, and we'll be using just a single 7-round magazine, you know, just because. But this thing has really good ejection on it. And, oh yeah, if you don't know what the 100 dart challenge is. So how does the 100 dart challenge work? You take a blaster with 100 rounds, you run 100 rounds through it with a timer.
The timer stops after you fire 100 darts.
Then you put it up on the 100 dart challenge list, see if it's good or bad, and see where it just lands all the time. And that is how the 100 dart challenge works. Now that that's taken care of, issues with this guy, once again, no slam fire, and it can get pretty sticky priming. So we're just going to see how that's going to do. And that's kind of it. The handle's very comfy, I must admit that. I like the prime. It's just sometimes sticky when I'm definitely close on the trigger. It's one of the blasters, if you hold down the trigger, it will not prime. So that could run into some issues. But with that, nothing really much else to say. Let's take it to the challenge and see what it can do, shall we? Hello guys, to the 100 dart challenge. Now, if you don't know the drill, first, we load up its magazine, 7 rounds. 4, 5, 6, 7. Have it loaded. Wait, you know, with it loaded, it holds 8. So 1 extra round in the first firing. Which I don't think the other blasters, could I have done that with the other 7-round Rival blasters? Probably. And I guess the stock's better just out. Alright, on your marks, get set, go. By the way, one of those rounds fired 2, which was weird. And don't worry, Paprika will not be hurt at all. I'm firing above her. My cat just likes the balls, really. Alright, this one doesn't want to seem to go in that well, but it should still work. And these balls are going to be everywhere. So, having some issues with the trigger, that's for sure. It's having some problems, but we're getting it done. Six, 7. We're making good time. Come on, let's go. It's just the problems with the pump action. It just makes everything stickier. All the balls are getting shot all the way back here. Oops, dropped one. Come on, we got this. my arm's tired, and the safety was on. The safety switched on, which is not very great. Alright, almost there. Oh, my arm's really tired. Because the pump action just keeps getting stuck, so it's just wearing down my arm. Alright, we're out of the top 10, but we're still doing good. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. Final 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3 minutes, 36 seconds with a really worn out shoulder and rival balls everywhere. And Paprika's messing with them. Rival balls seem to be her favorite because they roll around. And Paprika's making a lot of them getting lost. But that honestly was not fun. That tore my shoulder up because you would prime it, pull the trigger, and then I'm trying to prime it while the trigger is not fully reset, so it just gets locked up. Paprika, nothing fired out of that. But with that, let's see where it lands on the 100-yard challenge, shall we?
So how did the Hypnos, is it called the Hypnos? I think it's the Hypnos, do? Well, coming in at 43rd place with 3 minutes, 35 seconds. Pretty good, honestly. Not too terrible. Now, it is worse than the Baja Blaster we've done recently, but in the end, it did pretty well. It falls just a couple spots away from the Stranger Things bat, which was once the #1 blaster on the list a long time ago, but still impressive nonetheless. I think it is one of the lower magazine-fed rival blasters, though, but not the lowest. So honestly, pretty good overall. Had its issues, but pulled itself into a good position. So, with that, let's just take it to the recap, shall we?
All right, how did this guy do? Well, for using a 7-round magazine, and we will get to 12-round, and we will get to higher things later into the challenge. It's just not in the cards right now. But overall, out of the 4 blasters that has used a Rival 7-round magazine, it is 3rd overall. I can tell you why it's 3rd. It's because it's very sticky when it comes to its prime, and I don't even think it's because of its melted side. It's literally just, it's one of those blasters that the trigger gets really sticky and gets caught with this thing not fully seated forward. Not even that, it's just sticky in general. It's not because it's not seated forward, it just is not made to fire that fast. Which is weird, but is the case. It didn't get a bad spot at all, but it is placed below the Apollo, the first actual Rival blaster, and then the other pump action one, which did a lot better than this one. And then we don't even talk about the Bolt one. They got a catastrophic jam, and then got it a second time. That blaster sucks. Don't pick up that other one. But yeah. Oh, and it's... something's in there jiggling. See, it just... the front of it just gets locked in and doesn't want to move. Even though the blaster's already been fired. But... oh. You have to click the button on that. But with that, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope to see you next time. And bye-bye.